What's going on? This is Jada Black. I am back with another video. Now, before I get started, I just want to give a few updates on the content because I haven't really given any updates in a while. I want y'all to know exactly what's going to be going on this channel. Now, I will be doing my live call-in show, but I won't do it until early next month. Some stuff I need to get before I start doing that because I want everything to work smoothly, you know? So that's when I will do that. The content on this channel is going to seem a little bit more different than normal. I'm going to start speaking on topics pertaining more so to politics and news and things of that nature. Things that I think need to be talked about because ain't nobody else talking about it the way that I can talk about it. So we definitely going to delve into it. And this video is going to be sort of like a little bit of what you're going to be seeing from me on this channel soon. Now, I want to talk about Van Jones. I want to talk about the hypocrite that is Van Jones. The guy who screams, racism and, the liberal narrative that a CNN political commentator would do, as so much so that the guy hosts his own damn show, The Messy Truth for a Messy Person. This guy makes comments that no other race of person would ever get away with. And the fact that this guy was a White House advisor, wasn't he? Yeah, he was a White House environmental advisor who basically had to resign due to his quote-unquote activism. Now, I have no issue with people having their own opinions and people having a belief system and wanting to help others. But this guy seems to me to be a bit of a clown. And he's not clown for his education, not for the things he's done as far as the many foundations that he's covered. As a matter of fact, he's even made statements about being executor of Prince's estate. But anyway, this guy is a hypocrite because he does not practice what he preaches. He's for black people, right? Black empowerment, pro-black. But he's married to a white woman and has biracial children. I've spoken about this in other videos, and I was going to wait to put this in video form. I think Van Jones is very hypocritical to what he's trying to get across, what he's trying to portray. You hear his talk and him talk about white lash and, and the other statements that this dude makes. But then when you look at his family, something's a little off there. Something's a little off there. And I want people to understand that I don't have an issue with him personally. I just think the guy's a hypocrite. You can't speak out against white people the way you do and be married to a white woman and have biracial children. I'm sorry. But black people give it a pass because he is speaking that, that black power, that, F white people, and, he's speaking the truth. He's calling out racism. And it's like, this guy is basically not benefiting. This guy is actually adding to racism. He's actually adding to the system of oppression because he's with a white woman. Now, we all know if he wasn't basically doing the bidding of CNN and politicizing everything, making everything about race, making everything about a system being oppressing black people. If he wasn't pushing this narrative, the fact that he's with a white woman will be brought up every time he's on television, every time he says anything, he tweets anything. We all know this. It's no secret. This is why you really people need to do their research on people before they actually go and start making them into black leaders. because this guy, for the most part, he basically fits in with the same liberal agenda, and that is to divide and conquer. Not really conquer, but basically to divide people, divide the races. No solutions are brought to the table. Utter chaos, emotion, no logic. That is what Van Jones's whole narrative is on CNN. And because of that, and because that's his narrative, he can get away with being with a white woman. He can be getting away with being a hypocrite. This is why this guy has a show on CNN, The Messy Truth, because he is a messy person. His viewpoints are very flawed and can be easily deconstructed. But my thing is this: when you have a platform, don't act like you're not going home to a white woman. Don't act like you're not supporting the same system you're speaking out against. Now, Van Jones may be a intelligent black man, but his ideology is one of pandering. That's all it is. It's about pandering. It's about making people who already have low self-esteem, who already have no hope, feel like they don't have any more of a hope, and that they need to rely on you to speak the honest truth. That's what it seems like to me. And you wouldn't want that to be who he is, but that's who Van Jones is. He's a hypocrite. And there are many like him in the media. You can even put Shaun King, the alleged black man, on that particular same spot, because he's a guy who's portraying to be something that he's not. You know, he's pretending to be black, and he's having all these black people really believe that he is for them and that he's one of them and that he grew up with the same struggles, when you can all look at this guy and tell this guy ain't went through a damn struggle ever. The only struggle he ever had was identity. That's it. But as far as the black struggle, as far as understanding racism and social political politics that play in black communities, the fact that the economy in these black communities are ran by foreigners, the fact that you have a lot of fatherless homes, you have no leadership, but you got Van Jones hanging out with 2 Chainz. You know, we as black people, we got to understand something. If you want to build black empowerment, you got to start listening to logic and common sense. You're not going to build up a community if you keep thinking that another race is better than you. If you're being oppressed by another human being, when everybody of every race has to work to provide for themselves and for their families, those are facts. This narrative that's being pushed by CNN, who do nothing but make fun of black people, use black people, when black people are rioting and looting, they making fun of them, man. They're making fun of them, showing you as victims, showing you as people who aren't smart enough to make decisions on your own. So what they do is they put educated blacks in front of you and say, listen, they're educated, but they're pushing our narrative. You should listen to us. You know, and what do you have people do? They go and they listen. Instead of listening to their own logic, they would rather be sheep and listen to other people rationalize their own truths. Even though they're false, but they want to listen to everybody else's truths. That's where we're at. I'm not saying that Van Jones isn't articulate and doesn't know what he's talking about as far as politics. It's not what I'm saying. But I just disagree with the fact that this guy is supposed to be a standard for what black men are supposed to be who are standing up for black people, but he's with a white woman. And I have to call that out. I just have to. I can't let that go. You're supposed to be standing up for black people, but you're with a white woman and you have biracial children. Okay? You live in neighborhoods where there are no blacks. You don't really associate with black people, only if you're taking a photo with a black celebrity. You're just being a hypocrite. You're doing the same thing that the company that you work for, CNN, you're doing what they do every day, which is make fun of black people, try to make black people seem like victims, use them against white people, and continue to divide this country. And the narrative that people like Van Jones push is going to continue to push people farther and farther away from each other. But when you are a hypocrite, you really should not be listened to or taken seriously, especially when you're talking about empowering a race of people, but you're not doing everything in your power to empower those people your damn self.